Listen to a conversation between a student and a facilities manager at the university.
Hi, I'm Melanie, the one who's been calling?
From the singing group, right?
From the choir.
Right, the choir. It's nice to finally meet you in person. So, you're having problems with...
Noise. Like I explained on the phone, we've always had our rehearsals in the Lincoln Auditorium, every day at 3 o'clock, and it's always worked just great. But the past few weeks, with the noise, it's been a total nightmare since construction started next door on the Science Hall.
Oh, that's right. They're building that addition for new laboratories.
Exactly. Anyway, ever since they started working on it, it's been so noisy we can barely hear ourselves think.
Let alone sing.
Forget about singing. I mean, we keep the windows down and everything, but once those bulldozers get going, those machines are loud. We've already had to cut short 2 rehearsals, and we've got a concert in 6 weeks.
Well, that's not good. I'm assuming you've tried to reschedule your rehearsals? They don't do construction work at night.
I ran that by the group, but there were just too many... evenings are really hard. It seems like everyone in the choir already has plans, and some even have classes at night.
And what about the music building?
Originally we were booked in one of the rehearsal rooms in the music building, but then we switched with the jazz ensemble. They're a much smaller group, and they said the acoustics, the sound in that room, was better for them. So having us move to a bigger space like the Lincoln Auditorium seemed like a reasonable idea.
But now...
all that noise. I don't know. I just wonder if the jazz ensemble knew what was going to happen.
Well, that wouldn't be very nice.
No, but it really was quite a coincidence. Anyway, now the music building's fully booked. Mornings, afternoons, everything. We just need a quiet space, and it has to have a piano.
A piano? Of course, some of the other auditoriums have pianos, but that's not going to be easy.
You think they're pretty booked up?
Probably, but it can't hurt to check. What about Bradford Hall? I remember a piano in the old student center there.
At this point, we'd be grateful for any quiet place.
How flexible can you be on times? You said no evenings, but what if I can't find something open at 3 o'clock? Can you move earlier or later?
I wish I could say another time would be okay, but you know how it is. Everybody's already got commitments for the whole semester. 2:30 or 3:30 would probably be okay, but I don't think we could go much outside that.
Well, check with me tomorrow morning. I should have found something by then. It might not be ideal.
As long as it's got a piano and nobody's putting up a building next door, we'll be happy.
What does the woman want the man? Listen to a conversation between a student and the faculty advisor of the campus newspaper.
Hi, I talked to someone on the phone a couple weeks ago. Anna, I think it was?
I'm Anna, the faculty advisor.
Oh, great. I'm Peter Murphy. You probably don't remember me, but...
No, I remember you. You were interested in working for the paper.
Yeah, as a reporter.
That's right. You're taking a journalism class, and you've done some reporting before in high school, right?
Wow, you have a good memory.
Well, we haven't had many students applying lately. So anyway, you still want to do some reporting for us?
Yeah, if you have room for me on the staff.
Well, we always need more reporters. But you know we don't pay anything, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'd like the experience. It would look good on my resume.
Absolutely. Let's see. I think I told you that we asked prospective reporters to turn in some outlines for possible articles.
Yeah, I sent them in about a week ago, but I haven't heard anything back yet, so I thought I'd stop by and see. But I guess you haven't looked at them yet.
Oh, Max, the news editor, he looks at all the submissions.
Oh, so he hasn't made any decision about me yet?
Well, I just got here a few minutes ago. I haven't been in for a couple of days. Just give me a second to check my email. Here's a message from Max. Let's see. Well, it seems you've really impressed him. He says it'd be wonderful if you could join our staff.
Oh, great. When can I start?
Well, you turned in an outline on something to do with the physics department?
Yeah, they're trying to come up with ways to get more students to take their introductory courses.
Right. Well, apparently nobody else is covering that story, so he wants you to follow up on it.
Okay. What about the other outline I sent in? About the proposed increase in tuition fees?
Oh, it looks like we've got that covered.
So I'm starting with an article about the physics department. I guess I better get to work. Do you have any advice on how I should cover the story?
Well, Max will want to talk to you, but I'm sure he'll tell you to find out things like why the physics department's worried about enrollment. Has the number of students been getting smaller in recent years? By how much? What kinds of plans are they considering to address this problem?
Right. Some of those issues are already in what I proposed.
And you'll want to do some interviews. You know, what do the professors think of the plans? What do the students think? You get the idea, but
wait till I talk to Max before proceeding.
Right. He'll cover everything you need to know to be a reporter for us. Can you come back this afternoon? He'll be here until 5 o'clock.
Why does the student go to the Listen to a conversation between a student and a department secretary.
Hi, Miss Hendricks.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
I'm fine, except I have a question about my paycheck.
Sure. What's up?
Well, it's already been several weeks into the semester, and my paycheck was supposed to go directly into my bank account, but there haven't been any deposits.
That's odd.
Yeah, well, I thought graduate teaching assistants were automatically put on the payroll at the beginning of the semester.
They are. Let's see. Did you complete all the forms for payroll?
I filled in whatever they sent me, and I returned it, at the end of August.
Well, you definitely should have been paid by now. At least 2 pay periods have passed since then.
I asked at the bank, and they didn't know anything. Who should I talk to about this? Payroll?
I'm going to contact them for you. There was a problem in processing some of the graduate student payroll paperwork, because their computer program crashed after all the information was processed, and some people's information couldn't be retrieved.
Oh, but why didn't anyone let me know?
I don't know how they work over there, because they couldn't even figure out whose information was missing. And this isn't the first time. Seems like something like this happens every semester.
So how do I find out if my information was lost?
I'll contact them tomorrow morning to see if you're in the system, but you're probably not.
Well, then what'll I need to do?
Sorry, but you'll need to fill out all those forms again, and then I'll fax them over to the payroll office.
And then what? Well, what I really need to know is how long till I get some money. I'm already a month behind in my bills, and my tuition's due soon.
They'll get you into the system the same day they receive your paperwork, so if you do that tomorrow, you'll get paid next Friday.
That's a long time from now. Will that paycheck include all the money I'm owed?
It should. I'll double-check with the payroll department.
And another thing, is there any way I could get paid sooner? I have been teaching all these weeks and...
I know it's not fair, but I don't think they can do anything. All the checks are computed automatically in the system. They can't just write checks.
But they're the ones that made a mistake, and they never told me.
I understand how you feel. If I were you, I'd be upset too. I'll tell you what. When I call them, I'll explain the situation and ask if there's any way you could be paid sooner. But I have to tell you that based on past experience, you shouldn't count on it.
I understand. Thanks. I know it's not your fault and that you're doing everything you can.
Well, what I can do is make sure that your first check is for the total amount that the university owes you.
That'd be great. Thank you. I'll be on campus about 10 tomorrow morning, and I'll come by to see you then.
What is the student's problem? Listen to a conversation between a student and a university employee.
Hi, I need to pick up a gym pass.
Okay, I'll need your name, year, and university ID.
Here's my ID card, and my name is Gina Kent, and I'm first year.
Okay, Gina, I'll type up a pass for you right away.
Great. This is exciting. I can't wait to get started.
Oh, this is a wonderful gym.
That's what everybody's been saying. Everyone is talking about the new pool and the new indoor courts, but what I love is all the classes.
The classes?
Yeah, like the swimming and tennis classes and everything.
Oh, yeah, but this pass doesn't entitle you to those.
It doesn't?
No, the classes fall into a separate category.
But that's my whole reason for getting a pass. I mean, I was planning to take a swimming class.
But that's not how it works. This pass gives you access to the gym and to all the equipment and to the pool and so forth, but not when the teams are practicing, so you'd have to check the schedule.
But what do I have to do if I want to take a class?
You'll have to, 1, register, and 2, pay the fee for the class.
But that's not fair.
Well, I think if you think about it, you'll see that it's fair.
But people who play sports in the gym, they don't have to pay anything.
Yes, but they just come in and play or swim on their own. But taking a class, that's a different story. I mean, someone has to pay the instructors.
So, if I want to enroll in a class...
Then you have to pay extra. The fee isn't very high, but there is a fee. So, what class did you say you wanted to take?
Swimming.
Okay, swimming classes are $30 a semester.
I guess I could swing that, but I'm still not convinced it's fair. So, do I pay you?
Well, first you need to talk to the instructor. They have to assess your level and steer you to the right class, beginner, intermediate.
You mean I have to swim for them? Show them what I can do?
No, you just tell them a little bit about your experience and skills so they know what level you should be in.
Oh, okay. So, I guess I'll need an appointment.
And I can make that for you right now. And then I'll type up your gym ID card. You'll need it to get into the building. Now, about that appointment, how does Wednesday at 3 sound?
Fine.
Okay, and you'll be meeting with Mark Giddis. He's the swimming instructor. He also coaches the swim team. And here, I've jotted it all down for you.
Great. Thanks.
What are the speakers mainly discussing? Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hi, Professor Atkins. You wanted to see me?
Hi, Bill. Thanks for coming. I wanted to talk to you about...
Is there something wrong with my research paper?
No, not at all. In fact, it's very good. That's why I wanted to talk to you.
Oh, thanks.
I think you know the department is looking to hire a new professor. Are you familiar with our hiring process?
No, but what's that got to do with me?
Well, Bill, we have several qualified applicants we're serious about, and as part of the interview process, we have them meet with a committee of professors and students in our department. They also have to give a talk.
You mean like a lecture?
Yes, like a sample lecture on one of their academic interests.
Oh, so you can see their teaching style.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Makes sense.
So, I'd like to know if you'd be willing to join as a student representative on the interview committee. It'd be a good experience for you. You could, put it on your resume.
Oh, that'd look good for my grad school application, I guess. So, what do I have to do?
The department secretary will give you a schedule of the applicants' visits. If you're free, we'd like you to attend their talks, and then later you can give us your opinion. Oh, and we usually serve lunch or snacks, depending on what time the talk is.
Cool. That's another good reason to do this. When's the next talk?
We actually haven't had any yet. The first one is next Friday at 10 a.m., then lunch and informal discussion with the applicant right after.
Oh, well, I'm free on Fridays. If all the talks are on Fridays, I'll be able to make it to all of them.
That's great. Now, you should know that this job candidate is interested in the life cycles in the forest.
That's what my research is about.
Yes, I know. That's why I feel it necessary to point out that even though this applicant's research interests are similar to yours, we want you to tell us what you think about the teaching of all these applicants. Your perspective as a student, how the applicant teaches in the classroom. That's what's important to us.
I understand. So how many applicants are there?
Let's see. We have 4, all very good candidates that we'll be looking at over the next few weeks. It's going to be a tough decision, but it'll be a good experience for you, especially if you're going to grad school.
Thank you. It'll be cool to do this. I'll get a copy of the schedule from the secretary on my way out.
You're welcome. See you in class this afternoon.
Why does the professor want to see the student? Listen to a conversation between a student and a registrar.
Hi, I'd like to drop off my graduation form. I understand you need this in order to process my diploma.
Okay, I'll take that. Before you leave, let me check our computer. Looks like you're okay for graduation. And, Actually, I'm getting a warning flag on your academic record here.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see what's what. Okay, are you familiar with our graduation requirements?
I think so.
Well, then you know you need 48 credits in your major field to graduate, and at least 24 credits at the intermediate level or higher. Also, after your second year, you have to meet with your department chair to outline a plan for the rest of your time here. In the past, we also issued letters before a student's final year began to let them know what they needed to take in their final year to be okay, but we don't do that anymore.
I definitely met with my chairperson 2 years ago. He told me that I needed 8 more courses at the intermediate level or higher in the last 2 years to be okay. So, I'm not sure what the problem is. I made sure I got those credits.
Unfortunately, the computer's usually pretty reliable, so I'm not sure what's going on here.
It could be that I've taken 2 basic courses, but coupled both of them with field experiences.
What do you mean?
Well, I could only take intro courses because there were no intermediate level courses available for those particular topics. My chairperson told me that if I did independent field research in addition to the assigned work in each course, they would count as intermediate level courses. My classmates, some of my classmates did this for an easy way to meet their intermediate course requirement. But I did it to get the kind of depth in those topics I was going for. As it turned out, I really enjoyed the field work. It was a nice supplement to just sitting and listening to lectures.
I'm sure that's true, but the computer's still showing them as basic level courses, despite the field work.
I'm not sure what to do, then. I mean, should I cancel my graduation party?
No reason to get worried like that. Just contact your chairperson immediately, okay? Tell him to call me as soon as possible so that we can verify your fieldwork arrangement and certify those credits right away. It's not like there's an actual deadline today or anything, but if more than a few weeks go by, we might have a real problem that would be very difficult to fix in time for you to graduate. In fact, there probably would be nothing we could do.
I'll get on that.
Why does the man go to see the registrar? Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hi, Professor Mason. Do you have a minute?
Yes, of course, Eric. I think there was something I wanted to talk to you about, too.
Probably my late essay.
Ah, that must have been it. I thought maybe I'd lost it.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, it was my computer that lost it, the first draft of it. And, well, anyway, I finally put it in your mailbox yesterday.
Oh, and I haven't checked the mailbox yet today. Well, I'm glad it's there. I'll read it this weekend.
Well, sorry again. Say, I can send it to you by email, too, if you like.
Great. I'll be interested to see how it all came out.
Right. Now, I just overheard some graduate students talking. Something about a party for Dean Adams?
Retirement party, yes. All students are invited. Wasn't there a notice on the anthropology department's bulletin board?
I don't know, but I wanted to offer to help out with it. You know, whatever you need. Dean Adams, well, I took a few anthropology classes with her, and they were great, inspiring. And, well, I just wanted to pitch in.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Eric, but it'll be pretty low-key. Nothing flashy. That's not her style.
So there's nothing?
No, we'll have coffee and cookies. Maybe a cake, but actually a couple of the administrative assistants are working on that. You could ask them, but I think they've got it covered.
Okay.
Actually, oh, no, never mind.
What is it?
Well, it's nothing to do with the party, and I'm sure there are more exciting ways you could spend your time, but we do need some help with something. We're compiling a database of articles the anthropology faculty has published. There's not much glory in it, but we're looking for someone with some knowledge of anthropology who can enter the articles. I hesitate to mention it, but I don't suppose this is something you would...
No, that sounds kind of cool. I'd like to see what they're writing about.
Wonderful. And there are also some unpublished studies. Did you know Dean Adams did a lot of field research in Indonesia? Most of it hasn't been published yet.
No, like what?
Well, she's really versatile. She just spent several months studying social interactions in Indonesia, and she's been influential in ethnology. Oh, and she's also done work in South America that's closer to biology, especially with speciation.
Not to seem uninformed.
Well, how species form. You know, how two distinct species form from one, like when populations of the same species are isolated from each other and then develop in two different directions and end up as two distinct species.
Interesting.
Yes. And while she was there in South America, she collected a lot of linguistic information and songs. Really fascinating.
Well, I hate to see her leave.
Don't worry, she'll still be around. She's got lots of projects that she's still in the middle of.
Why does the
Listen.
man go to see the professor? Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee in the university's Career Services office.
Hi, do you have a minute?
Sure, how can I help you?
I have a couple questions about the career fair next week.
Okay, shoot.
Well, are seniors the only ones who can go? I mean, you know, they're finishing school this year and getting their degrees and everything, and, well, it seems like businesses would want to talk to them and not first-year students like me.
No, the career fair is open to all our students, and we encourage anyone who's interested to go check it out.
Well, that's good to know.
You've seen the flyers and the posters around campus, I assume.
Sure, can't miss them. I mean, they all say where and when the fair is, just not who should attend.
Actually, they do, but it's in the small print. We should probably make that part easier to read, shouldn't we? I'll make a note of that right now. So, do you have any other questions?
Yes, actually I do now. Since I'd only be going to familiarize myself with the process, you know, check it out, I was wondering if there's anything you'd recommend that I do to prepare.
That's actually a very good question. Well, as you know, the career fair is generally an opportunity for local businesses to recruit new employees and for soon-to-be graduates to have interviews with several companies they might be interested in working for. Now, in your case, even though you wouldn't be looking for employment right now, it still wouldn't hurt for you to prepare much like you would if you were looking for a job.
You mean like get my resume together and wear a suit?
Well, that's a given. I was thinking more along the lines of doing some research. The flyers and posters list all the businesses that are sending representatives to the career fair. What's your major, or do you have one yet?
Well, I haven't declared a major yet, but I'm strongly considering accounting. See, that's part of the reason I want to go to the fair, to help me decide if that's what I really want to study.
That's very wise. Well, I suggest that you get on the computer and learn more about the accounting companies in particular that will be attending. You can learn a lot about companies from their internet websites. Then prepare a list of questions.
Questions, So, in a way, I'll be interviewing them?
That's one way of looking at it. Think about it for a second. What do you want to know about working for an accounting firm?
Well, there's the job itself, and salary, of course, and working conditions. I mean, would I have an office, or would I work in a big room with a zillion other employees, and maybe about opportunities for advancement?
See? Those are all important things to know. And after you do some research, you'll be able to tailor your questions to the particular company you're talking to.
Wow, I'm glad I came by here. So, it looks like I've got some work to do.
And if you plan on attending future career fairs, I recommend you sign up for one of our interview workshops.
I'll do that.
Why does the student go to the career? Listen to a conversation between a student and a counselor at the University Counseling Center.
Hi, thanks for seeing me on such short notice.
No problem. How can I help?
Well, I think I might have made a mistake coming to this school.
What makes you say that?
I'm a little overwhelmed by the size of this place. I come from a small town. There were only 75 of us in my high school graduating class. Everyone knew everyone. We all grew up together.
So it's a bit of a culture shock for you? Being one of 15,000 students on a big campus in an unfamiliar city?
That's an understatement. I just can't get comfortable in class or in the dorms, you know, socially.
Well, let's start with your academics. Tell me about your classes.
I'm taking mostly introductory courses, and some are taught in these huge lecture halls.
And you're having trouble keeping pace with the material?
No. In fact, I got an A on my first economics paper. It's just that it's so impersonal. I'm not used to it.
Are all your classes impersonal?
No, it's just that, for example, in sociology yesterday, the professor asked a question, so I raised my hand. Several of us raised our hands, and I kept my hand up because I did the reading and knew the answer. But the professor just answered his own question and continued with the lecture.
Well, in a big room, it's possible he didn't notice you. Maybe he was trying to save time. In either case, I wouldn't take it personally.
I suppose. But I just don't know how to, distinguish myself.
Why not stop by his office during office hours?
Well, that wouldn't seem right. Taking time from other students who need help.
Don't say that. That's what office hours are for. There's no reason you couldn't pop in to say hi, to make yourself known. If you're learning a lot in class, let the professor know. Wouldn't you appreciate positive feedback if you were a professor?
You're right. That's a good idea.
Okay, let's turn to your social life. How's it going in the dorms?
I don't have much in common with my roommate or anyone else I've met so far. Everyone's into sports, and I'm more artsy, into music. I play the cello.
Have you been playing long?
Since age 10. It's a big part of my life. At home, I was the youngest member of our community orchestra.
You're not going to believe this. There's a string quartet on campus, all students. And it so happens the cellist graduated last year. They've been searching high and low for a replacement, someone with experience. Would you be interested in auditioning?
Absolutely. I wanted to get my academic work settled before pursuing my music here, but I think this would be a good thing for me. I guess if I really want to fit in here, I should find people who love music as much as I do. Thank you.
My pleasure.
What do the speakers mainly discuss?
Listen to a conversation between two students. They are both studying to be English teachers.
Did you register already for your classes next semester?
Yes, I did.
What are you taking?
Contemporary literature, English style, a teaching seminar, and I still have to do my student teaching. I'm going to help teach a writing class at the junior high.
That's a heavy schedule.
Yeah, it'll be really busy. And I'm also taking a theory class. I'm going to have to quit my job in a couple of weeks, 'cause it'll be just too much.
Where do you work at?
Buster's Coffee Shop, but just till the end of the month. What are you doing next semester?
Actually, a teaching seminar, too. And I'll have to start writing my thesis. I'm also going for my master's degree.
So you're not writing any poetry, I imagine.
No, I was actually thinking about revising some of my poems and sending them into places for publication.
Cool, you should. Did you hear about that new poetry club? The Poetry Kitchen?
Yeah, no time.
It's fun. It's Sunday night. You don't do anything Sunday nights.
I do homework Sunday nights.
Well, it's only from 7 to 9.
Is it every Sunday?
Last Sunday of every month. I don't know about this month because it's probably a little too close to Thanksgiving, so they might move it up. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's a good time. It's fun. Some really impressive readings.
Who? From our class?
Some people from our class are reading. A lot of them go, sometimes even the professor.
Really? I don't know if I'd want to read in front of her.
You wouldn't have to read. You can just watch. I just watched the first time. But it's a good environment to read in. I think, anyway.
I'd probably have to write something new. So maybe during the summer. I just can't now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same just reading old stuff. Are you going to do summer school?
Definitely. Otherwise, I'll be short 6 credits. I have no choice.
Yeah, me too. This is the second summer I'll have to take classes. Gotta go now. My Shakespeare class starts in 20 minutes.
Listen to a conversation between